Star Wars Andor, the official name for the Cassian Andor series that we've been expecting some more information to come because it's been announced for a while now. Finally got a little bit more information at the Disney investors meeting. So the official title is Andor. By the way, the logo looks freaking sweet. And yeah, I'll give the little synopsis that they gave, which it wasn't a lot, but they did give a little bit of a sizzle reel on it, which is kind of cool. Andor, a tense, nail-biting spy thriller created by Tony Gilroy, is set to arrive on Disney Plus in 2022. Diego Luna, reprising the role of Rebel spy Cassian Andor from Rogue One, will be joined by a fantastic new cast that includes Stellan Skarsgård, Adria, or I'm not even read these names because I'm going to botch all of them.
A bunch of
But
people.
one of them that was really awesome is Genevieve O'Reilly as Mon Mothma. Production
Ciertos
kicked off
títulos.
3 weeks ago in London. So that's kind of the synopsis that we got there. I know there's a couple things you want to talk about from that, so if you want to hit that.
Oh yeah, I just thought there's definitely some cool stuff out there for sure, right? Mon Mothma's exciting. I think she's, quintessential, and I thought her little part in, I guess Rogue One was very nice. Mon Mothma's an
Yeah,
important character, right? Um, so it's fun. I mean, we get to see in Rebels, we get to see in the original trilogy. It's fun when you get to see her, and I love that they made sure to bring her back. Um, the first person you mentioned, whose name I won't even try and say, I love him as an actor. He's fun. I mean, if you guys watch, the Avengers stuff, you probably know him from the Thor movies as the Doctor, that scientist guy, right? That's who he is. Um,
yeah,
so there's a
that's
fun
cool.
cast. Definitely going to be cool. The spy thriller concept to me, I absolutely love that they brought in. They brought in
Tony Gilroy.
Tony Gilroy, which is an important. He's a very, very well-established screenplay writer. That's what he is. He's done a couple other things. He's been a director. He's been a producer, but he's well known as being a screenwriter, which is what the writer of the show. Ultimately, the Bourne series. So I know we got our buddy Mallory who's actually reading the
Talking
books that
about
the Bourne
spies.
series is based off of. The Bourne series is
Oh,
fantastic. If you guys have not watched the Bourne series, they're so good. I know a lot of people like our age or younger hasn't really seen them, but very good movies are available on Hulu right now. If you want to go watch those, I mean, weird timing Disney owning both of those. But I think that's really cool. He did such a good job on writing like a very compel or taking that book into live action. And then I think in another important one that I know a lot of people were talking about the Bourne was the fact that he was one of two people who were the screenwriters on Rogue One.
yeah.
Pretty sure a lot of
Seems
people
that the
liked Rogue One, and I'm pretty sure it had a lot to do with Diego Luna, his character Cassian Andor. So I thought that was really cool that they're bringing back one of the original screenplay writers to head up this show. And just the idea of a spy thriller in Star Wars, I mean, so cool. And it's set during, I know, Cody's favorite era, right? So it's the perfect era for a spy thriller, right? I mean, how much cooler can you get than
oh yeah.
the kind of nitty gritty of the rebellion?
Yeah, and who better to write this, and to work on this than Tony Gilroy? The Bourne alone. That how is it, four of them? So I'd say trilogy, but I think it's four, right? Or is it
Um, there was three, and then they made there was three, and then they made a fourth with
not a
Jeremy
fifth though,
Renner.
right?
I don't think a fifth.
Okay.
Wait, no, but I'm
Anyways,
pretty sure they're making a fifth now. I think
I don't
that's
know.
currently being worked
All I
on.
know is that that's an incredible spy thrill type of
Right,
show. So movies. So yeah, that's he's gonna fit into this really well.
for
Um,
sure.
a couple things I really want to point out about this. This is like something I'm incredibly excited for that I know like anytime we post about it on social media, like 50% of the comments are nobody asked for this and this is stupid and who cares
For
about
sure, right?
Cassian Andor and this guy is not an interesting character. Guys, let me get on my soapbox. First of all, don't tell me this isn't an interesting character. The guy is been in the rebel fight since he was 6 years old. He says, right? Um,
I think I
and
remember that quote.
yeah, he's seen everything.
No, it's
He's
too
seen the
much.
rebellion
No, it's too
grow.
little.
The guy killed one of his informants on screen in cold blood because he felt like that was the right thing to do for the rebellion.
In the
Like,
first
are you
like
kidding
minute
me?
of us meeting this dude,
Yeah.
he's like, "Hey, what's
And
up?"
then
Bang, and you're like, "Okay."
think back, think like now it's common knowledge like that happened, but think
Right.
back to when you first saw Rogue One. You were like, wait, what? Is he a
Right?
bad guy? Is Diego Luna a good guy or a bad guy? Like, is
For sure.
Cassian like who we think he is? You weren't sure whether to trust him, and you didn't know if he was gonna end up like, and then the whole like, no, he's gonna go kill Jin's dad, like,
Right.
and he's like, I was just doing what I had to do. There's so much to this character. Yes, we don't have a lot, and is it maybe a random choice for a show? Yeah, but think about the time period, right?
Right.
We're gonna get more rebellion. We're gonna get more Mon Mothma. We're gonna get more Empire. You're gonna get stuff that like goes far beyond just the fact that we're getting the character Cassian Andor. Like, if you think this is only cool if you liked Rogue One, or if you think this is only
Right.
cool if you like the character of Cassian, no, it's a spy thriller. Like, it's gonna be
Hmm.
freaking awesome. And I don't know. Like, I just don't get the hate for it. I get that nobody asked for it, but you know
Right.
what?
Nobody asked
Nobody
for a
asked
lot of
for A New
things.
Hope, and we all love Star Wars. So give me a break. It has potential, so I think people need to give it a better chance. And
Right.
there was nothing confirmed from this, right? So I almost don't know if I want to say this, but there's a potential of K2SO being in there, right? They didn't
Or
list
initially,
Alan
yeah,
Tudyk,
they talked about that they were returning like as
right?
soon as the show was announced. So I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, K2S was quickly turned into pretty much everybody's favorite droid, right?
Yeah, he's been awesome.
He's
And
freaking
so yeah, he's
hilarious.
not
Everyone
in
loves him.
this cast, so
But
that
I
that
I
kind of
still
makes
would
me
think he's going to
nervous.
be in it,
But I think,
regardless.
yeah, I would think so,
And,
unless they had a falling out or something. But it definitely, when the first stuff came out, it was like, yeah, he's gonna be in it. That's what everyone was common knowledge. So I don't know,
right.
but I would love that option.
And as Cody pointed out, at the end of the day, like all shows, I think will follow interesting plot lines, right? I mean, I don't care if you love Cassian or hate him. I personally, I think a lot of people there's not a lot known about him, right? I mean, a lot of the characters in Rogue One,
Right.
as far as Rogue One being a fun movie, it was definitely fun. But I mean, there's definitely a lot of questions about a lot of the characters because they weren't as well developed as maybe some of the other movies. But it's the time period everyone likes, and I think that's the biggest thing to me is we're going to learn about the early days of the rebellion and kind of what that was all like, and it's going to be interesting regardless of particular character opinions or whatever. And I don't think anyone was like, "Oh, I hated Cassian Andor," because he was a cool character. I've never heard anyone say that personally, right?
Right.
Maybe being like, "I'd rather see other things," but I mean, the only other thing I've seen people say they want to see is Kenobi, and we're getting that. So
And we're getting that.
I guess
Yeah.
what people want to see a Boba Fett show too. So I mean, we'll stay tuned for that one. I guess if you get Boba Fett, then you can never complain about getting anything else ever again, right? But no, it's gonna be super cool. And just the idea that it's written from the concept of a spy thriller, not just not just exploring Star Wars, right? These different lenses that they've added, talking about having a spy thriller as one of these, right? We're talking about having a mystery thriller in another one, right? There's these different concepts that are being handled that are going to continue build world building in Star Wars. So it'll be exciting to see world building, but also be exciting to take Star Wars through different adventures that we're not necessarily feeling or getting when we're watching the original shows, the original movies, which obviously kind of follow a similar. You want them to follow a similar voice, right? In the Skywalker saga, you expect them to follow a similar tone of voice. So seeing different concepts in the TV shows will be really fun, and Andor I think will just add on to the canon so perfectly. And that's pretty much
Yeah,
all I
I
know.
was yeah, I was just sorry. I kind of was just reading real quick through a couple of things.
He just ignored me is basically what he's telling you.
And no, I there was one other thing I wanted to highlight, and it's not any huge new info, but that sizzle reel. They talked about how um, in that little sizzle reel, some of the things you get to see is mostly concept art and things like
Right.
that. Nothing really huge or groundbreaking because it just barely started filming, right?
Except for when they steal a
um,
Venator or something.
yeah, and then yeah, where did it go here? Um, so the rumors are kind of that they're building a lot of the sets for this. They weren't seeing a lot of like stagecraft technology that
Hmm.
you saw for the Mandalorian.
Right.
Like, you know, so this might be a lot more of set building, which is always cool to me.
Right.
Obviously, the volume's been awesome in the Mando, anyways. I just thought that was an interesting thing. And then I will say what Star Wars Newsnet is saying as far as K2SO goes is that yes, when it first came out, Alan Tudyk was very much expected, um, to the point of almost confirmed that he would be as K2SO. But the fact that they're saying, well, the fact that they didn't mention his name in this is kind of concerning because he
Right.
also isn't
It
in
is a
any
good
of the
point.
concept art in the sizzle reel either.
That's a good point. Yeah, I didn't
Um,
notice that, but I
so
did
there's a
not notice
chance
that
he
the
might have
first
had
time
to
through.
drop out of the project, or
Maybe it's going to be a lot
which
of
would be
this could be
unfortunate.
about
But
finding K2SO because obviously K2SO is a interrogation droid from
that'd be cool.
Star Wars, right? From the Empire. They're from the bad guys, right? So eventually they have to steal him. That is how that has to work. So that'd be kind of
Yeah,
interesting if they do get to steal him. But another
that would be
important
awesome.
thing is
Maybe that's explored in
this.
comics, but
This is the only one that I'm aware of that has a date. Um, it's only
yeah,
a year, but Disney coming to Disney Plus near you in 2022. So still have 2 years or maybe only a year to wait, depending on
depending
exactly,
on
a year
yeah,
and like 3 weeks or whatever, right? Depending on when it drops. So exciting stuff. I mean, they've just started production. They're about 2 weeks in at the time of filming this. So definitely, definitely an option to see in the next coming year, and it will be exciting to see what they do with it. I know a lot of people are excited for his character and just for what this can potentially bring to Star Wars. So stay tuned for more updates. As always, we'll be updating you on our page, uh, sharing really cool shots, etc., things like that, as we know more. So that's what we know about Andor.